Alright, what is going on, everyone? I am Braxton, and this is BWC Racing. This is part 2 to Chain Reaction. Here we are. This is the exit of the lower half of Chain Reaction. We're going to get into the upper stuff today, end up at the chute, and do Cliven's Crack up there. Now, what I'm doing here, the normal exit for my family, what we do is we go off to the right here, by that little outreach, I guess, of rock right there, instead of where Emmy went, just to the right of it. We just drive right up that wall. But I'm doing something a little bit different. Doing a thing that I didn't see tire tracks on and sort of looked possible and fun. So I'm going up, and this is a ledge, a flat spot, pretty much, a ledge, and like a Z-turn. So I'm turning here. It's like a little, it's a flat V spot. It's sort of weird. But it looked very doable, and I'm going to find out it is doable, but it takes a lot of effort. Alright, inside now. You're ready to see how I work the car to get up this. It is going to take me a long time, and I'm very happy when I made it up it. Now you're going to see me work these cutters a lot. With me not having a locker, I don't really think I would need cutters to make it up this, as, well, obviously I don't need them. Not cutters, locker. I don't think I would need a locker to make it up this, obviously, considering I made it up without one. Now, right here, we're getting caught on our passenger side lower skid protection bar, I guess. Just the lower skid on the passenger side. The driver's side's perfectly fine, as that driver tire was off the ground just there. But I'm just working it nice and slow, trying to find where the traction will be, hoping that sucking in the winches will sort of offset the balance to make it pull up. And it's not quite working the way I want it to, as where one tire's spinning more than the other, and it's just not quite what I want. Now I'll find the spot, trying that rear winch trick, try to get the rears pull up, I guess. Unfortunately, it's just going to make my front tires even lighter and not quite do what I want it to do. backed off there to try to get a better line at it. And I'm slowly, when I keep backing up, because this won't be the first time that I do that, I think I do it like 3 or 4 times. I'm slowly, the more I back up, the closer and closer I get to like balancing on 2 tires. Because the driver rear gets really on this like little extra ledge in the back there. And obviously my front still on the ledge up there, and it's gonna get to the point where it's really balancy based off of my memory. Once again, just getting caught on that skid there. That is one of the downsides of this car. It is a very low car, very low belly. It may make it great for side hilling, where it sits super stable, but with objects like this, it is not a good thing. You can see me sucking that rear winch all the way in there. I'm just trying to see what it'll do. Letting the rear winch out a little bit. It's close. You can see it sort of hopping for traction. We're almost there. Boom. There it is. Just like that. I am so proud about making that obstacle. It is... Now after that, we are getting to this point where there's a boulder here, and the other side's just sort of a fin. So just sort of kind of work it, you know, find the sweet spot where the tires want to grip and go. Then we're just gonna like make a sharp turn up the top here. Nothing super hard. Right here, we're gonna probably use some cutter to get that tire to pop up. Just like that. And yeah, move on to the next obstacle. Alright, and most of this top half of chain reaction isn't really all that hard. It's just like a road. And there's some hard obstacles on here that you'll see, that being one of them. But really all it is just keeping the front either high or sidewall gripped. And that will give you the traction that's necessary. Like right here, sort of just sliding. Rear falling in that hole. Just trying to work those tires so I don't have to back up. We're going to have the front fall in. And I'm just going to work the sidewall of it. Because that's sidewalls on these Milestars, that seems to work really, really well. See, just like that. It's pulling up off that sidewall traction. It's just the sidewalls on these tires are amazing. This next obstacle is another side obstacle. No tire tracks, never been ran. It's sort of like the Z-turn that we just did, an obstacle back, but it's less tall, but it's also like a bigger wall on the driver's side. And I don't have inside car footage of that, so you're just gonna have to trust me. It's on my Instagram, BWC_racing, that I did do it, and I did get through it, and I am so happy about that, because I worked it for like probably 10 minutes, and I got there, and it did it, and I was so happy. This obstacle here, it's not super hard, just as long as you don't let your front fall too far in, it'll sort of pull up and pull its own way through. Then the next couple obstacles after this aren't really hard. Alright, here's another notable obstacle. It's not really super difficult, but it's just a fun obstacle that I like doing every time that I'm near the chute. It's just a very steep, deep hole crack. Like, that hole right there is probably as tall as me. I'm 5'7". You lose a rear tire in there, and a drag axle, I guarantee you, you're going over. Well, if you're as short as me, you're going over. Getting inside here, all this obstacle really takes is making sure your tires are in the right place. If your tire placement's fine, then you'll be just fine. here is another super known obstacle. This is Cliven's crack. Now, there's Cliven's new crack. I don't know what he calls it, because I just don't remember. But the big V right there in front of us, you see? That's Cliven's new crack. You go up there, and you back off the backside of that, which is crazy to think about. We're not doing that. We don't have rear steer. But we're doing a different, his original Cliven's crack when he had a drag axle car. And I've done this multiple times, and they all end up how I end up in this video. And I'm so close every time, and then I lose the front tire, and it's irritating. Because I'm so close, but never quite where I need to be. Now, how to fix what happens is width, or I have to get my tire higher up on that rock right there that you see my passenger front tire on. I've got to get that higher, which is crazy to think about, because I'm so close to driving the tires underneath themselves. You'll see when I get up here, it's real sideways. Like, you're practically laying on your side. But I have to be even higher, because where my driver front ends up is where all the other axles end up, like the Dana 60s. So like a normal wide axle that's normally on a trail car. It's great for this. You stick your tire in this hole where I'm driving my driver front in, and your passenger front will be high enough and it'll hook and stay. But with my 78-inch axles, it's just too skinny. And that bouncing is just car fighting itself, I guess, because like the front has enough traction to grip and go, but the rear's just not doing it, so it's like gripping and letting go. It's a very, very interesting process, and it's a very fun obstacle to be in. There's been times where it's been super sketch though, but you know, that's gonna happen, and it just makes it more fun. And a lot of this obstacle, especially without having lockers for me, is working them cutters. That's the hardest part, is working the cutters to get the car to slide where I want it to. Now, you see me doing the sand hollow wiggle, like I said last video. I'm trying to get the rear to scoot over, to shuffle over, which is a fantastic technique that I recommend. If you are in a wedge situation like this and you need your rear to scoot over, I would use the sand hollow wiggle to try to scoot your rear over. Unfortunately, losing the front doing that, and it's just going to fall off even further. So that's unfortunate. And we'll just end up dragging the cage through. But as I said, I think I just need to get that front tire higher on that rock, or have a wider car.
Well, I guess I'm just scraping again. It was so close.
Alright, here is the exit to Cliven's Crack. It is a very big drop. Like, very big drop. But it's like a crack drop. So you could go forward normally, or you can do what I'm doing, and I do a full 180 and go down this crack drop that's still super steep, and I've only had control over once. Now, one of the biggest reasons I don't really have control over the car going down, as I've said previously, the brakes. The car has so much torque that it's just driving through the brakes. Now, the regular Cliven's crack is driving down the vertical wall on the passenger side of the car. So pretty much what you're seeing right now, on the new Cliven's crack, that's what they're driving down. It is nuts. Like you can see right there. That's where they're driving down. It's crazy. It is insane. Now we're gonna drop off this crack, and then off camera I do the chute and the back of chute. It's not hard for my buggy at all. Like it idles up it. So I don't get footage of that because it's not worth it to me personally. But yeah, right there, you can see right there off to that, the right hand side of your screen, that's where they would drive down. Right there, like that white spot is a tire track. Hopping back inside, you can see just how steep this first little drop is. It's steep. And then we're gonna do a full, I don't think it's quite a 180, but it's like a maybe 100, 110 degree turnaround on this ledge that's maybe, I don't know, 20 feet long. So using a front burn in reverse to burn the front around. We're gonna leave it in front only. Burn forward with the cutter, drive to the edge, back up, turning driver, front burn in reverse to dig the front over. Pretty much just doing that over and over again to make this turn. Now, normally with rear steer, you would just like turn your rear to the driver or passenger. I'm not sure how they say it. I think it's the driver and your front to the passenger. And it would just spin around and do that, no problem. But drag axle makes everything more fun. In a bind there, so just sort of blipping it. But right here, there's a big hole here. Now we're into the wall. Going to pull up. You see how big that hole is.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Going into front only to burn the front higher, as well as sort of to have any control over the car as possible. Putting in third, this way I can have as much control as possible, as that's like one of the only ways to control at all. It's either that or put it in high. Now we're just gonna go nice and slow until it just like lets go and just keeps driving through. But yeah, that's chain reaction and Cliven's crack. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.